All right, chat. I've never really covered anything like this before, but I thought it was kind of important. It pertains to me, pertains to other streamers, and it's just something that's been talked about a lot recently with everything kind of going on. And I don't want to go too deep into it. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but there's like some small things that I think can be covered, and like some small things that maybe should be said. And it says, today we are expanding content classification labels and adding a new content category. So if you don't know what the labels are, these little things down here. So like mine right now just says English. When I have drops on for Overwatch stuff, it'll say drops enabled, right? There's some that have like VTuber or ADHD or disabled, or, you know what I mean? Like there's like different ones that people put. They're adding new content classification labels focused on political and debated issues. Content classification labels were built and designed to give viewers more control over what they see on Twitch. And if you haven't kept up recently, it's kind of impossible to ignore. It feels like the political stuff is everywhere, and I get it. It's American election season. And there's also a lot of talks around advertisement, and there's a lot of talk about certain creators. Now, I'm not going to talk about any of that. I only want to talk about the advertisement stuff, and I only want to talk about just the increase of people talking about political stuff on Twitch. But let's finish it first. Starting today, streams that include discussion of political or sensitive social issues should include the politics and sensitive issues social content classification label in our content classification guidelines. We go into deeper detail on when this label should be applied, with examples, exceptions, and more. Streams that include conversations about elections, civic integrity, and war on military conflict, for example, will require you to include the new label. We'll continue to build tools that will help let you customize your experience on Twitch, learn more. And then this comes to a article. Realistically, I think the reason they're adding this is for ads. And there's another tweet over here, and I'm going to reference this really quick just to back up my thoughts on that, because this was dropped yesterday before they dropped this article. And said Twitch will soon launch content classification label for politics and sensitive social issues, which was reported on, because sometimes Twitch puts it inside the website before they make like a public statement. And then this was like the thing that was attached to it, which is very similar to what we just read. And then this as well, which was content display preferences. And it's hide sexual themes, hide drugs, intoxication, excessive tobacco use, hide gambling, hide violent and graphic depictions, hide significant profanity and vulgarity, hide mature rated games, and hide politics and sensitive social issues. As a creator, not just on Twitch, but on YouTube, I know this matters on YouTube stuff, especially. Because if you're making certain types of content, they don't either want ads on it at all, or they'll limit ads, or you can only get revenue from, what's the word, like their premium subscription one. I think that a lot of this is around advertisement stuff, so that's why they're even doing this. But I do sort of miss the days where I didn't log on and I felt like I was just constantly like watching a war of political shit. And it feels like that's kind of like one of the quickest ways to the top in streaming these days. But anyways, today we're adding new category of content classification labels, CCL, focus on political and debated issues. Content classification labels were built and designed to allow viewers to make more informed choices about what they watch, to help streamers more easily cultivate the type of communities that they want to build, and help advertisers, there it is, in identifying content that is appropriate for their brand. So yeah, there it is at the end of the day. Realistically, this is all just for advertisers. They don't, like, the platform doesn't care at the end of the day. As long as they have lots of viewers and lots of people going on their website and advertisers are still spending their money, Twitch will be happy. They don't care either way, realistically. Starting today, streams that include discussions of politics or sensitive social issues should include the politics and sensitive social issues classification label in our content classification guidelines. We go deeper detail with it. Okay, we already read that. Viewer controls. As with all CCLs, this update will allow viewers to better customize what they see on their content searching on Twitch. To filter content from any CCL category, include politics, sensitive issues, social issues, you can visit the content display preferences page located on your profile settings and select toggle for the relevant category and the hide with content classification labels section. Okay, I mean, here's the real part right here. Will the type of content I stream affect my ad rev? There is a possibility that the type of content that you stream could affect your ad revenue. Brands align their ads with content that reflects their brand's values. The labels will allow advertisers to have more context context to inform which types of streams they show their ads alongside, which we expect to increase brands' confidence running ads on Twitch and could bring new advertisers to our service. I think that's a bit of cope on Twitch's end on the last part, but maybe, right? I've seen so many people over the last like week or two like predicting like if Twitch doesn't deal with certain creators, like the platform's gonna fail. No, it's not. Shut up. It's not going anywhere. Twitch is literally not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. Twitch has been losing money for years, and if anything, has just in the last year or so actually finally got creators to run ads. The thing that they've been trying to get them to do since 2014, or before when it was like Justin TV, right? I don't think Twitch is gonna go anywhere, but there is something to be said about the streams being affected on the ad revenue side, because ad revenue is crazy on Twitch. Like if you're like a 0 to 100 viewer streamer, ads don't really do a whole lot for you. If you get to like the 100 to 500 range, start to see an impact. Get to like the 500 to 1,000, still start to see impact. You get to like the 3,000 viewer range, it's pretty good. Once you get 5K and beyond, it accelerates. It is just, it goes bananas, which is why you see me do super long streams during like drops on Overwatch stuff, where I have like 10K plus viewers for like 12, 14, 15, 18 hours, right? Like it financially makes sense. And it's like, well, yeah, you say, yeah, Twitch is bleeding. Of course Twitch is bleeding, but it is getting people to finally run ads after all these years. Like it is seen, I would argue that Twitch has probably seen progress towards working towards being profitable. Will it actually be profitable? I don't know. It is very interesting to see the how that will affect people's content going forward. It is also possible that certain brands won't run their ads alongside streams with specific types of content classification labels applied. I feel like this also could be applied to, for lack of a better word, the hot tub streamer meta, where you're almost killing two birds with one stone here. I know there's been certain streamers who have been targeted in the past for certain content where they take ads off of their, I'm like 99%, okay, I don't think it's like anything bad. I'm like 99.9% sure Amaranth lost ads on her Twitch channel a while back. And that was like one of the first ones that I ever saw where they like took ads away. I heard Pirate Software talking about ads being beneficial for small creators because of the viewership costs of not running them. I guess I don't understand what the viewership cost of not running them is there. You should be running ads as a creator, period, right now. There are ways to do it. I think Thor does a great job with it. And like, I think he's probably like the gold standard of like pauses his content, tries like, you know, AFK and wait, right? And like, I think he like sets TTS like on pause and then like unpauses it during ads, right? Like that is very respectable. However, though, as someone who has seen small creators revenue, just because like I've helped and talked to smaller creators like with stuff in the past versus like what I've seen with larger creators, or in my own case, what I was saying is not that you shouldn't run it. I was saying that it is insane how fast that train runs away. It is actually insane how quick it explodes. Thor mentioned pre-roll kills stream growth. Yeah, of course. That has nothing to do with small streamers though. That's every streamer. That's what you should be running ads, period. 1, at least 3 minutes of ads. 1, so you get the 55% split. And 2, if you do at least 3 minutes of ads every hour, you get no pre-roll ads. That's fantastic for any streamer. So you should be doing that, because at least once an hour, you have time to take 3 minutes to either go to the bathroom, get a drink, or whatever it is. I run more than that. At this point, I'm at a point where I can do that, right? Anyways, though, I thought this was super interesting. Really, really quick, I want to run through this too. They also put out this. It said, hate and harassment has no place on Twitch. See DJ Clancy's statement on the work as we're trying to protect the safety and well-being of our community. And this is why I kind of like laugh and say like, yeah, okay, like this is all for ads. Because then there was this, someone caught Dan Clancy, who's like the, you know, CEO of Twitch, tweeted out this, which is like this tweet, but it said, tweet copy. Said I wanted to post a vlog on Twitch. He forgot to remove the copy part when posting the tweet. Went from internals, because like they write the tweet for him probably. Like at every big company like this, stuff like this always has to get approval. That's how it works. That's how big companies work, man. Every time a tweet goes out, anytime a memo goes out, it has to be approved by like 100 f***ers. That's why shit takes years to get done. And then it was this, really quick. Over the past few weeks, we've seen members of the community's voice concerns about how we handle potentially harmful content. There's no place on Twitch for racism, hatred, or harassment of any kind, including anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, of course. And our community has grown. We've endeavored to build community guidelines to prohibit these harms. Twitch is and always will be about belonging. Each day, people come together on our service, build communities around shared interests, and express themselves authentically. For this to be possible, we worked hard to ensure that our community is a safe place. I'd argue that there's a lot of shit Twitch could do better than that, but okay, sure. Community guidelines are foundational. Find content that breaks those rules. We take immediate enforcement action. Yeah, but the problem people have mostly is like the action is always inconsistent. It always comes after public outrage. You know what I mean? It's like Twitch is very reactionary. Like if nobody outrages, if nobody gets mad, then nothing happens. But if people outrage and they get really, really mad and they actually say something, then like that's when Twitch acts. And I think people are just tired of it. Millions on all sides. Millions of streamers with a wide variety of views and perspectives spend time on Twitch. We recognize some of that content, which is allowed in our service, may be objectionable to some members of our community. The views shared by streamers on Twitch are not shared by Twitch, nor are my personal values. We thank you for the feedback and input from our community. Our safety approach continues to build and evolve as our service grows, and we want to ensure that anyone can find their place on Twitch and remain committed to ensuring that hate and harassment no longer has a place here, which is true, that it shouldn't have a place anywhere. That should not be allowed anywhere. But at the end of the day, though, real talk, it's all for this. All of it revolves around the big ol' ad revenue. I will say, though, I do sort of miss the days where Twitch was just all gaming. You know, I do miss when it was a little bit just of gaming stuff, because I feel like everywhere I look now, I see so much more other stuff. I miss it a little.